So 20 years ago, I was in my early 20s, and I was having a bad time. I wasn't the most outgoing person in the world, and that caused me a lot of anxiety. And for me to connect with people, I really needed a few drinks to loosen up enough to where I wasn't just completely uncomfortable. And I started to use alcohol as a bit of a crutch. It felt good. Love, acceptance, tolerance, those are clean fuels. Anger, judgment, hatred are dirty fuels, but they are fuel. And they will power you. The difference between clean fuel and dirty fuel is that dirty fuel leaves one hell of a fucking hangover. And love will give you an afterglow that will continue days on. But I think I came to a point, I had some things that were happening in my personal life that weren't so great. And being young, I didn't have a way of coping or dealing with them. I had family issues that weren't going well. A romantic situation that was really, really dysfunctional, to say the least. Way dysfunctional. And one of the few ways that I felt I could deal with it was, one, this drinking, which after a period, I think my drink of choice at that time, what was I doing? I believe I was probably up to about half a gallon of Tanqueray a day at that point. I was having a lot of gin and tonics. But I also really loved street racing. Street racing was my thing. We used to have these illegal drags out in my hometown. There are a couple of different places for them, but it was great fun. Go out there and beat on your car and race other people, and sometimes people raced for money and sometimes they didn't. But it was nice to be doing something that wasn't really legal, It was a lot. That was what was fun about it. I took my car to the Sacramento Raceway, and I was able to get a 14.2 out of it, which wasn't too terrible. But it just wasn't as fun as the illegal drags because I felt I could get that car to hook up a lot better on asphalt, on streets, than I could at Sacramento Raceway. I just felt I couldn't get that thing to hook up. I was sure that car was a 13-second car, which back then was pretty good. But those were good times. But it was also negativity fueling me. And that negativity ultimately caused a lot of problems for me. I remember just some of the madness out at those races. You had the people with the American Iron, and that I would fall into that group, and then you had the people that you had kind of these Asian people from like Little Saigon or whatever that would race their ice rockets. And mainly the people in the American Iron would race for fun, but the people with the ice rockets that were racing, that were from that like Little Saigon area or whatever, they took their betting pretty seriously. And man, I saw those people pull guns out, and one guy got cracked over the head with a 40 bottle. It was pretty crazy. But one day, these police officers showed up, and they said, and everybody started taking off, and people started hitting each other. They said, "No, no, no, we're here to join you." And so these cops flicked on their lights, and they did donuts, and they went up and down this illegal drag site that we were at. And it was pretty awesome, because that was kind of like they were leaving us alone. But some dumb motherfucker decided to record all of that, and they sent it into America's Funniest Home Videos. And once that happened, our illegal street races were over.